Before I stepped through the gateway, I cared for the unwanted children of a small elven city called Thala. It was my job to make the best possible future for all children involved. I did so by weaving lovely tapestries of each of their individual timelines to have our greatest authors and artists inspire each other practically from birth, with a great rate of success in both adoption and manipulation. But the Empire preferred paladins and battle mages over that of scholars and diplomats, and would eventually find one kid that didn't end up as great as all else, bringing into question the effectiveness of my matronage. To make great people, some okay ones have to be pushed to the wayside. But the elven courts didn't agree, and for the horrendous crime of choosing diplomats' future over paladins, I was banned from all further use of magic while in Thala, as well as revoking the position of orphan matron, and something I didn't broadcast to the people, communicative retardation. Because one simply can't have a once high-ranking elven official pointing out the flaws of their own society. And then the darkest of days came. When Seneca, a herald of the apocalypse, began his attempted siege of Thala, our first steps were to evacuate the sick, young, and elderly, but we didn't expect enemy ships in our back ports, and the initial evacuation ships were quickly decimated. I do believe that was the moment I lost my sanity. There I was, magic sapped, unable to protect the lives of those I worked so hard for. Everything I had ever loved or enjoyed had been taken from me within the span of a fortnight. My cries of anguish and despair were so shrill they brought enemy blockades to their knees. And that's when I realized. The Empire knew this was coming. I was just a pawn to help the troops push forward. My future was just as readily assigned by a higher-up as the youths I controlled myself, and this was just another leg of my punishment. I went silent. The Empire was no longer going to use me for their plots and ploys. The only proper thing to do after such a realization was self-banishment. But I promised to get retribution for the lives of the Empire wasted for self-preservation. Through my pilgrimage, I found out just how much of our glorious Empire was prejudiced, as in the only tragedies of the Empire could be summed up in the simple fact that paladins should not be the ones to meddle with the time streams. And something the Empire can't change is the fact that the hand that rocks the cradle rules the world, nor could they change the fact that their people were killing their world. I was going to unite those willing and open a gateway to a newfound reality on a planet named Vera. When the gateways finally opened up, my people rejoiced. That's when the elven government's troop of perfect little paladins came in with the execution order of anyone attempting to flee the planet. And then their sin came back to haunt them. Over their horizon was the ghostly army of the realities and futures and people the Empire so frivolously threw away. The paladins immediately drew their attention toward the mass, but it was already too late. Slowly the apparitions began to rise like a choking mist throughout the battleground, taking their own recompense and slowly sapping the life force of those who took from them. And so the Empire paid for their militaristic obsessions, and with seemingly all but this planet ancient leaving to the New World, I wondered just how many of the same mistakes we are going to make.